Hello and welcome to another week of 50 Weeks of Marketing. This week we're going to be talking about social selling. So what is social selling? Well, basically it's the use of social media to research, find and understand sales prospects or potential customers, to network and engage in conversations with these people, to build and strengthen our relationships. Basically, we're using social media to find potential customers and then build a relationship with those people through creating value to them and the rest of our network through our expertise and just helping people out as much as possible. And the idea behind this is that they remember us when it is time for them to purchase, because we're in front of them, mostly every week with a piece of content, or liking, commenting on their content themselves, or sharing their content, or connecting them with someone else who might be relevant if they ask for, I'm looking for a lawnmower or looking for a graphic designer, anything like that. Connecting those people together, that's another way we create value for them. Basically, if we're staying in front of those people, when it's time for them to do business with somebody like us who offers what we do, then hopefully they choose us above everybody else because we've established trust and credibility with those people. And that means when we connect with people, you're not sending them a message right away saying, hey, need any marketing, I can help you out, blah, 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 blah. And we'll get to that shortly. Quickly going to go over the benefits of using social selling. Firstly, building your personal brand. Something I did when I was in real estate. I made a real effort to grow my personal brand as a real estate agent in Hamilton, and I did that through posting content about Hamilton. So I became kind of an information source or an ambassador for Hamilton and what was happening in terms of growth, construction, what was happening in the local real estate market, or sort of just stuff happening in the city in general that was positive. I would post a piece of content about that. It's replacing the traditional forms of sales like cold calling, replacing that with engaging with people and posting content on social media to stay relevant to our networks and grow our networks. The next benefit is pretty low cost. We can all start a social media account for free. We can post content for free, but then it might cost us a little bit if we want to create content that stands out. Video editing software, graphic design, things like that is going to cost us money to try and stand out from everybody else. But even those are probably pretty low cost activities when we compare that to using Google ads or other advertising. Social selling we can do for free or very little cost. So obviously that's a benefit if you're a new business and don't have much of a budget for marketing. The next benefit is social selling is quite targeted. We can choose the people we connect with and add to our networks. We can choose the type of content we create and the people we're trying to target with that content. Social media is a big place, but if we made good choices with how we're going to approach creating content and what type of content, what type of people it's for, that becomes really targeted. We don't want to waste our time marketing to all these people who aren't relevant and aren't going to be customers. The more targeted our marketing is, the more efficient it is. Inobtrusive. Unlike, say, cold calling, we may be trying to reach a prospect, or we might have met in passing, or we might have had a recommendation, they might be looking for something, or there might not be anything that attaches us to that person or anything that helps us know that they're the right person to contact. It could just be a list of names in the phone book. If we're calling those people, cold calling them, it can be very intrusive on their day. Might call them between 4 and 5 o'clock, they might be in the middle of something. We might call them in the morning and they're in the middle of something. But 9 times out of 10, people don't answer the phone to cold calling, or they won't respond to a cold call. Some figure I found online. So 9 times out of 10, we're wasting our time trying to reach that person. So we might have to call them 10 times to even have a conversation. But if we're just posting content online, we might connect with them. They can choose to accept it or not. And then when we're posting content online, it's very inobtrusive, but we're staying in front of these people and letting them know what we do through sharing expertise. And the next benefit is building mutual relationships. And we can do that with a large amount of people with social selling. And if it's a mutual relationship, we might think of them to help them out with something, and they might think of us to help us out with something. But we only do that if we've created that rapport between us through adding value, through connecting them to people or posting valuable content that they trust us and will then refer us to other business. So the big benefit is being able to do that in high volume. Now I've just got 10 ways we can optimize our social selling strategy. Firstly, create a profile which is complete and credible. It might make sense, probably does make sense to have a completed profile, but you're surprised at how many people don't, especially on LinkedIn. There's so many things we can add to our profiles, recommendations, photos, videos, awards, pieces of content we've created, links to our website and other content which is useful or will give us credibility. But whatever the social media platform is that we choose, make sure you've completed absolutely everything which is going to give you credibility, and hopefully try and send some people through to our website and we'll give them our contact details, things like that. So if they're interested, they can find out more. The next one is follow relevant brands and people. Can give us ideas, can let us know when people might need a service like ours. If we're following brands in our niche or influencers in our niche, that means we can comment on their content, add value ourselves. So through their big network following you've already established, some of those people might then click on our profile and connect with us or find out more about us if we added something valuable, useful in terms of knowledge to their posts. So we're trying to leverage these people's connections or just find out strategies we can use ourselves. So by following big brands, influencers, local people in our niche, that's going to help us refine our strategies and probably help us grow our network with relevant people. The next one is join and participate in groups. LinkedIn groups used to be really good 8 or so years ago. Then they got bombarded with spam and LinkedIn realized we're not going to push groups out there anymore. But there are some groups hidden away in LinkedIn. There's millions of groups literally, but there's some groups that do still have quite a bit of engagement, but only if you're not trying to sell to people. Post spam, if it's useful content to that community. Generally communities are evolved around a certain theme or industry or brand. So if we're adding value to the people interested in that group, adding value to the topic that interests them, those people might click through to our profile, follow us. You know, that might be a way to get business. Same with Facebook. There's heaps of Facebook groups out there. Join relevant groups to our industry, to people that we're trying to help, and just, help people in that group post engaging, useful content, comment on other people's posts, build that little network around us within these groups. The next one is create and share relevant content. Think from the perspective of your target customer. When it comes to your expertise, how can you add value to them? What sort of content would you post that they would find interesting, informative, entertaining? That's your content marketing strategy. Not trying to sell through your posts, but creating value, informing and educating people. Next one aligns with that. Don't be salesy. There's nothing worse than connecting with someone on LinkedIn. The first thing they send you is a copy and paste, or it's a bot sending you a message. Hi, blah, 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 blah. This is what we do. We are the best. Blah, 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 blah. You don't even know this person at all. You weren't thinking of buying from that person. They've just connected with you. You've accepted it. And then they bombard you. Same with our content. We don't want to post 9 or 10 out of 10 posts that are salesy, saying, I'm great at this. This is what we do. This is what we're selling. People zone out from that piece of content and they'll probably scroll right past your next piece of content. But if that content you create provides value 9 times out of 10 and is interesting, thought-provoking, those people are more likely to read our next post because they think, oh, that last post was quite interesting. Wonder what it's got to have to say, or what she has to say. So make sure, number one tip with creating content is provide value in some form. The next one is expand your network. Similarly to following influencers in our space, just connect with as many relevant people as you can. LinkedIn allows for us to search for people by location or by industry, job description. So if you do a few searches of those a month, you might just look through and connect with relevant people. That means more people are going to see our content, and if they like it, then their network who we're not connected with may see that as well on LinkedIn or Twitter. So the more people we have in our network, the more chances we have to attract leads. The next one is build mutual relationships, and I've kind of talked about how you can help someone with referrals and they might help you. But you might connect with a person and they're not going to do business with you right away. So don't write that person off. Like the occasional post and comment on the occasional post over a period of time. If you think they fit the description or the buyer persona of your target market, just keep engaging. Think how you can add value to that person consistently over a period of time so you can create a relationship. So then when they're ready for business or they know someone who could benefit from your expertise, then they refer you. But it's creating that mutual benefit within a relationship. Next one is be active and engage. Try and engage in other people's posts. Don't just post content yourself and then just leave it. If people comment on your post, like their comment, reply to their comment. Comment on other people's content, which is interesting to you. It doesn't have to be in their niche. It could just be a sports post or entertainment post, something where you've got something to say. But just engage, because the more we engage in other people's content, the more those people are likely to see our content. So again, it goes back to that mutual thing. So engage in other people's content as much as you can. Even if you just set aside 20 minutes a day to browse through LinkedIn or Twitter and engage in a few posts that are relevant, try and make a little bit of effort. Integration. This is more for large organizations who might start using social selling. They should combine somebody or part of the customer service team with the sales team, with the marketing team. All three of those areas have their own expertise and ways they can provide value to a social selling strategy for an organization. Marketers are good at knowing what customers are thinking, creating relevant content. Sales are really good at engaging with prospects and asking the right questions and getting the sale. Well, customer service are really good at keeping people happy if there's an issue, commenting, giving people the right answers in a way that may be not quite as salesy as the sales team. Having the team of those three groups together, 1 or 2 people from each group, if they become a social selling team, that's going to be really beneficial to your organization. The last one is research. Find out about the people you connect to. Use keyword searches. If you're a local business, look for people in your area who may be potential prospects. Social media is a powerful tool for researching and finding out more about people, so then we can provide better solutions to these people. So make sure you're doing a little bit of research through your social media as well. And that's it for this week, social selling.